All right, so you're ready to learn how to use AI to work smarter, not harder.
Always a good goal.
Well, we're going to dive into this live event. It was all about using AI tools for work, hosted by Dorothee from the Xinchuang workshop.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, she partnered with the Cosmic Pace Abundance Alliance Academy. This was back in December, so pretty recently.
Oh, cool.
And she starts off by, talking about how so many people feel overwhelmed by all the different AI tools out there.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, it's kind of like you walk into this huge store and there's like a million different gadgets and you have no clue where to even start.
Sort of old decision paralysis.
Yeah.
Just too many options.
Right, exactly. And Dorothee's advice is to first identify the specific problems that, you're actually trying to solve.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and she breaks down AI tools into three main categories.
Yeah.
Content creation, design, and multimedia, and then workflow efficiency.
A good way to cut through the noise. Focus on the problem first, then find the right tool for the job.
Totally. And then, you know how everyone's talking about ChatGPT?
It's everywhere, right? Hard to escape the hype.
Yeah, and Dorothee made this point that mastering ChatGPT can actually solve something like 50% of, the problems that most people face at work.
Wow, 50%. That's a pretty bold statement. But I guess with all the things it can do.
I know. It's kind of mind-blowing, like basic copywriting, translations, internet research, data analysis.
It can even make images now,
Yeah.
right? And like build custom templates.
Yep. It can even brainstorm new ideas with you. It's like having this like crazy powerful personal assistant.
It is interesting to see how these AI tools are becoming so versatile. Like you used to need separate tools for all those things, but now
I know. It's all converging into, platforms like ChatGPT.
definitely a game changer.
Okay, but sometimes you still get results from AI tools that aren't quite what you were hoping for.
Definitely happens all the time.
Yeah, it's like,
But-
what do we do now? And that was actually Dorothee's second pain point, like getting those bad results and not knowing how to fix them.
Yeah, it's one thing to know what a tool can do, but another thing entirely to get it to do what you actually want it to do.
Exactly. And Dorothee talked about two approaches to this. So first, explore alternative tools, which, she admitted she couldn't really cover in a 1-hour event.
Right, makes sense.
But the second approach was all about optimizing your prompts, which is so important.
Prompts are everything. I always tell people it's like giving instructions to a colleague. If you're vague or unclear, you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah, and she had some cool tips. Like you can actually just ask ChatGPT for suggestions on, how to structure a good prompt.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
I know, right? Or use it to find relevant documentation online. Like it can basically be your research assistant.
That's pretty meta, using ChatGPT to learn how to use ChatGPT better.
I know. But my favorite tip was prompting ChatGPT to act as an expert in a specific field and then, have it guide you through, diagnosing and solving a problem.
Okay, so for example.
Let's say you're, totally stuck on how to create a marketing campaign for a new product.
There.
You could literally ask ChatGPT to pretend to be, a marketing consultant and then, have it walk you through the process step by step.
It's like having a personalized tutor. I love that.
Okay, so now the third pain point really hit home for me, which was all about video creation efficiency.
Yeah. Video is huge these days. Everyone wants to create video content, but it can be so time-consuming.
Exactly. And, I feel like I'm constantly struggling to keep up. So Dorothee's advice was to break down the entire video production process from, topic selection all the way to editing and figure out where your bottlenecks are.
That's good advice for any process, really. Identify the pain points, then you can start looking for solutions.
Right. And then she went deeper and talked about different types of videos and the AI tools that are best suited for each one.
Okay, so what's different for on-camera versus off-camera?
So for on-camera filming, she mentioned things like AI-powered teleprompter apps, to keep you on track.
Those can be super helpful. I've used them before.
Yeah. And then there's also gaze correction software to help you look more polished and professional on camera.
Oh, interesting.
And of course, there's a ton of editing software now with AI features that can seriously speed up the post-production process.
Oh, and she even mentioned using a digital avatar for people who, aren't comfortable being on camera.
That's really cool. Technology is getting so advanced.
And for off-camera videos, she highlighted tools that can automatically generate videos from text.
Oh, wow. Using different kinds of materials, images, and stuff.
Exactly. And there are even AI-powered animation tools and cartoon avatar creators. It's crazy how much you can do now without needing a big fancy studio.
That's awesome. It makes video creation so much more accessible for everyone.
And all of that kind of leads into what Dorothee said was the biggest pain point she sees with her clients.
Okay, I'm curious. What is it? It's actually not the technology itself. It's more about a lack of support and guidance.
You know what? That makes total sense. Like, the tools might be getting easier to use, but knowing which ones to choose and how to actually use them effectively.
It's like having this amazing new gadget with all these features, but no instruction manual.
Exactly. And then you run into a problem, and you have no idea how to fix it. It can be super frustrating.
And that's where the importance of, community and mentorship really comes in. Having other people to learn from and ask questions can make all the difference.
It's so true. Learning anything new is so much easier when you have people to support you along the way. Yeah, having those people to, bounce ideas off of, share tips, and offer support, it can be a real game changer.
Totally. And so Dorothee actually announced this new online course she's doing. It's called AI Application Customized Practical Training.
Okay, so she's like taking all this experience and putting it into something people can use.
Exactly. And the course starts with this pre-course needs assessment survey.
Oh, that's cool. Like figuring out exactly what people need help with.
Yeah, so it's tailored to your specific challenges and goals. So you're not wasting time on stuff you already know.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Get right to the good stuff.
And it's all about practical skills and real-world SOPs, like those step-by-step procedures that you can, use right away.
So it's not just theory. It's like, actually, here's how you do it.
Yeah, and the class size is small, too. So you get, direct guidance from Dorothee herself.
That's a big plus, being able to interact with the instructor directly.
And the course is divided into 4 units, each with, certification assessments.
Okay, so you can, test your knowledge as you go.
Exactly. Make sure you're actually absorbing everything and, putting it into practice.
Love that. Keeps you accountable.
So the first unit is called Essential Knowledge for AI Usage,
Mm.
kind of lays the foundation. And then it goes into more specific applications like AI-assisted on-camera filming techniques and off-camera video production methods.
So it's a nice progression from the basics to more advanced stuff.
Yeah, and there are these 2 project showcase units, sprinkled throughout the course where you get to show off what you've learned.
Oh, cool. So it's not just passively watching videos. You actually get to do stuff.
Yeah, and you get feedback from both Dorothee and the other participants.
That's great. I always find that learning from peers is super valuable.
For sure. And the best part is you also get access to this dedicated line group for ongoing support and interaction even after the course is over.
Oh, wow. So it's like a built-in community.
Exactly. You're not alone on this AI journey. You have all these people you can turn to, for help, for advice, for encouragement.
That ongoing support can be so crucial, especially when you're dealing with technology, because things change so quickly.
Totally. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Let's kind of recap the key takeaways, make sure everyone's on the same page.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so first, AI offers these amazing solutions for being more productive and tackling those work pain points that we all have. But to be successful, you really got to choose the right tools for the job. Going back to Dorothee's point about categorizing AI tools based on the problem you're trying to solve.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
And then, just as important as picking the right tool is knowing how to use it effectively. That's where things like, prompt optimization come in.
Yeah, those prompts can tricky. You got to learn how to speak the AI's language to get the results you want.
And finally, never underestimate the power of guidance and support, whether it's through a formal course like Dorothee's or, an online community or even just a mentor in your field. Having those people to help you along the way can make such a huge difference.
Totally. It's like having a roadmap instead of just wandering around in the dark.
So what does all this mean for you, dear listener? What's the one thing you can take away from this deep dive?
So think of a specific task that you struggle with at work. Something that just drains your time and energy.
Could be anything, like writing reports or managing email or creating content for social media, anything that feels like a real pain point.
Now, here's the question. Could an AI tool help you with that task? Could it automate some of it or make the process easier or maybe even give you some new ideas?
And if the answer is yes, what's the very first step you can take to, explore that possibility?
Could you try out a new tool or experiment with different prompts or maybe join an online community to get some tips and tricks?
The point is, you don't have to figure this out all on your own. There are resources out there, and the AI community is like super supportive.
It's all about experimenting and, not being afraid to ask for help.
It's funny, we often talk about AI in this like futuristic sci-fi kind of way, but what Dorothee was talking about was so practical, so down to earth.
It's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about using these tools to help us work better and free up our time and energy for the things that really matter.
Exactly. Working smarter, not harder.
Couldn't agree more.
So I want to leave you with one final thought as we wrap up this deep dive.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've talked a lot about, support and guidance, but there's another ingredient that's just as important, and that's curiosity.
Oh, I love that. Curiosity is what drives us to learn and grow.
Yeah, never lose that sense of wonder and excitement about what's possible, because AI is constantly evolving, so stay curious, keep experimenting.
And who knows, you might discover the next big thing.
Or even invent it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI tools for work efficiency.
It's been a great conversation, and remember, stay curious and keep experimenting.
But before we go, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, what AI tools have you all been using?
What's been working for you?
What's driving you crazy?
Let us know what you're struggling with.
Maybe it's something, we could tackle in a future deep dive.
It's really amazing how AI is changing things up for so many industries.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It feels like we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible.
I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Me too. Okay, well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI tools for work efficiency.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And remember, stay curious, keep experimenting, and let's keep learning together.